To my knowledge, there are no major concerns with that. We actually addressed it with the landlord again when we met with him to start talking about the expansion. He's very sensitive to it as well. So at this point with the existing clinic, there have been no complaints from the neighbors up above. And from what I understand from the landlord, all the neighbors have their own dogs that do quite a bit of barking of their own. So there's not a lot of concern. The space that we're doing, we're leaving the existing separation between the tenants on the second floor and the first floor alone. We're not completely enclosing it, but we are dropping an acoustical ceiling about 2 feet below that to add additional sound attenuation. So the existing condition for the last year and a half hasn't caused any problems with the tenants on the second floor that the landlord has been made aware of. So.
My other 2 questions are more operational, so these might be for Janet. I noticed on the plans that you have dog board and cat board. Does that mean patients will be staying overnight, say following surgery, or?
We will not have any boarding.
Okay.
We do function as a hospital. On very rare occasions, an animal will stay overnight. But that would, currently that's happened, I would say 5 times in the last year and a half that we've had one animal, a sick animal who's usually not making a lot of noise actually.
And then does that require having staff on site or not?
Staff comes periodically during the night, but nobody sleeps there.
My final question was, the grassy areas around the perimeter of your parking lot, I assume a lot of dog owners use that before and after appointments. And do you provide cleanup of that area or little doggy waste bags? So
I personally bought, I think it's 10,000 little waste bags. It was a crazy number. So yes, we do. And when we walk dogs ourselves, clearly we clean up after ourselves. I have honestly never noticed that to be a problem in that area.
I'm just thinking, since you're going.
No, it's something to consider, no question, but we do take care of that. As a matter of fact, people from the neighborhood will sometimes leave us little presents outside our door. I'm not kidding, plastic bags.
That doesn't surprise me.
Because they figure we'll take care of it, and we do.
Was your first name Janet?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Are you okay now, Commissioner Janet?
I'm all right.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant or any other discussion points?
Hey, did we clarify if President Rose can make a motion or not? Did I miss that?
Oh,
Not to go back, but I just want to clarify
Under
that.
155, it says that which applies to the village board, which by extension I think would apply to the chair. I'll read you what it says. Presiding officer. The presiding officer may make any motion if he temporarily vacates the chair, designate someone else to temporarily preside, but as a practical matter. So the answer is yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use application for proposed expansion of existing veterinary clinic, Dr. Noah's Ark Veterinary Clinic at commercial property 4600 North Wilson Drive.
Okay.
Jerry's?
No. Second, I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. Personally. I haven't been there yet, but I will. The next item on the agenda is a public hearing for consideration of a conditional use application and parking special exception for a proposed early learning center daycare at commercial property 4114 North Oakland Avenue. Director Bard.
Thank you, President Rosa. Nicholas Plummer, doing business as Olivia Inc., has applied to operate a 124-student Spanish immersion early learning center at 4114 North Oakland Avenue. The property is zoned B1. The B1 commercial use district is intended to provide the village with a mix of retail, service, restaurant, office, and residential uses in a pedestrian-friendly, active shopping environment. While private schools are allowed in the B1 district as a permitted use, based on the proposed operation and age of children, staff has interpreted the use to be more consistent with that of a daycare operation. Daycares are not explicitly listed as permitted, conditional, nor prohibited, so per 53510B, it is being brought before the Plan Commission as a conditional use. Any use not specifically listed as either a permitted or prohibited use shall be considered to be a conditional use if the Plan Commission determines that the use is substantially similar to a permitted use or an existing conditional use allowed in that district. The lot on which the building is developed fronts North Oakland Avenue and stretches the entire block from East Jarvis to Eastwood Place. 2 buildings are located on that lot, one of approximately 4,700 square feet, which contains Wells Fargo and Stone Creek Coffee, and one of approximately 9,900 square feet, which is currently vacant and was formerly occupied by Goldies. Exterior modifications are planned to the building and to add doors and windows in the rear elevation and slight modification of the front facade to alter existing entryways. Those changes will need to be reviewed and approved by the design review board and permitted accordingly. Proposed operations. Casa Decor Zone will operate as a franchise. It will be the first venture outside of Minnesota and the second franchise to open overall. Licensure will come from the Wisconsin Department of Children and Families. Casa Decor Zone will occupy the entire vacant building. Floor plans have been provided. Proposed hours of operation will be 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., with drop-off occurring 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and pickup between 4:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Modification plan memo, that is Monday through Friday is my understanding. At full capacity, 124 children could be on site at one time. 3 overlapping shifts of up to 30 employees at one time would work at the facility. The first shift of 12 would arrive at 7 a.m. and leave at 4 p.m. The second shift of 6 would arrive at 8 a.m. and depart at 5 p.m. And the third shift would start at 9 a.m. and depart at 6 p.m. Food preparation would also be involved with the operations, and local deliveries from farmers of fruits and vegetables would be expected 2 times a week. A food delivery company would also make weekly deliveries on Fridays. Miscellaneous deliveries by Amazon via UPS would also be anticipated. The site's existing refuse area and enclosure would be utilized for the operations. Site modifications. In order to provide the required outdoor area for daycare operations, the applicant is proposing to remove the parking lot at the rear of the lot and replace it with a play space of approximately 3,500 square feet. Approximately half of that space would be covered in artificial turf similar to a soccer field, and the other half would have a play structure with durable rubber subsurface. Exact plans for the outdoor area are expected to be received at the meeting. I did place a modified packet on your desks of the play structure and floor plan that I received over the weekend. Of note, the inclusion of this playground would remove 9 existing parking stalls, but the applicant is requesting to replace 3 of those stalls by increasing the curb cut along Eastwood Place to accommodate drive-in and back-out parking. The dimensions of those stalls would need to be confirmed with corresponding permits would be required. The village does currently have an agreement to provide 25 open-air parking stalls within the entire lot for leasing to residents. The property owner believes that the agreement can still be accommodated within the proposed occupancy, but also does have the right to modify that agreement with 60 days notice at its sole discretion. The applicant has also requested MCTS remove the bus stop in front of the entrance to better accommodate drop-off and pickup. However, MCTS has indicated that the stop was recently moved there to accommodate operations at the Ruckus and would prefer not to move it again. Agreement of that move is still being researched, but at this time, staff does not believe that relocating the bus stop is an option. Parking and traffic circulation. Per village code, nursery schools require 1 parking space for each faculty member or other employee. In this circumstance, 30 stalls would be required based on the 30 employees indicated in operations. Per code, Stone Creek would also require 3 additional spots and Wells Fargo approximately 12. The property owners indicated that no separate assignments have currently been reserved within the parking lot, but rather that all tenants are expected to share. Based on future operations, they may be open to modifying that for existing tenants. As proposed, the modified site would have 32 on-street parking stalls, 6 less than presently available. Per 53551A, the Plan Commission may grant special exception for provisions and requirements of this article. The applicant is seeking a special exception, indicating that on-street parking and public transportation will be utilized to accommodate the shortfall. The application also was not within the packet, but it was then provided on your desk. I didn't have the time when I put it together. With the inclusion of the outdoor play area, traffic circulation of the site would be modified to only allow exiting onto East Jarvis Street. Queuing for drop-off and pickup purposes, in staff's opinion, I guess, should not be allowed in the parking lot to avoid backups on North Oakland Avenue. Once again, I provided the review and approval parameters within the code of conditional use permits, and I believe the packet also has the consideration for special exception within it as well. Staff comment. Staff has provided the applicant a general heads up that parking, traffic circulation, and the location of operations of the outdoor play area could likely present some concerns. In return, the applicant has provided the attached plans for Plan Commission review, held a neighborhood meeting at Mod Pizza on June 20th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., and is willing to take additional questions. Although not required by code, staff also has mailed property owners and occupants within 200 feet of the proposed operations and an invitation to public hearing. Greater plan details will be required before any final approval of building permits. However, this review covers the proposed use and operations of the site. Staff and design review board will be able to review and approve those particular building plans.
Thank you. Is the applicant here that would like to say anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, just your name and address?
Nicholas Plummer, 2717 West 60th Street, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55410.
Thank you. Do you have anything you want to say to us?
If I could approach.
Yes, you can, of course.
I brought with me today, ma'am, my architect, Pete Damsgaard, my contractor, Steve Carr, the property representative, Sue Sardinia from Ogden. And I also printed out additional information that the planning director asked me to wait until currently to distribute. That has a little bit more information on parking. Am I able to approach him now?
Thank you.
Just a brief thing to say real quick. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. I've got 4 combat tours and I'm more nervous here than I was when I was overseas. Casa de Corazon is something that I fully believe in with everything in my heart. You guys have the ability to bring something to Wisconsin that is unlike anything in the entire state, that really puts Shorewood on the map. It's unique. How many of you are married with kids? And how many of you, as a spouse, as a man, hate telling your significant other she's right? I mean, when I first heard about Casa de Corazon and what it had, you know, I grew up speaking Spanish, French, multiple languages, and traveling the world for the military. I saw how far behind our kids are and our communities are competing on the world stage because traditionally Americans speak one language. So I felt it was important for my children to have a place to go from a young age to be exposed to other cultures, other languages. When she told me she had found this place that had locally sourced organic foods from farmers markets, cloth diapering, natural cleaning products, I was like, I grew up eating paint chips and not wearing a helmet, you know? And I turned out just fine. And after 3 months, I had to go to her with my tail between my legs and say, I was wrong. Where you've brought our daughter is fantastic, and I want to be a part of it. Casa has grown in Minneapolis to the point where I feel it needs to leave the borders of Minnesota, and Shorewood is the ideal location to do that. What it will do for your community is numerous things. How many parents have been running late, picking up their children and needing to make dinner, and Metro Market is across the street for that last minute item? Or they're just too tired after a shift and Mod Pizza or the Ruckus is right there. Or going to work, they don't want to drive the extra couple blocks and Stone Creek is right there, or they need to stop at the bank. At the planning director's suggestion, I walked 11 miles up and down your roads in the rain, and I've examined multiple of your parking structures. I spoke to your business owners from Lake Bluff down to Walgreens. Every single one was supportive because they realized the traffic that Casa de Corazon is going to bring into your community. On average, each parent is dropping off 1 3/4 kids. I know that's a weird number to say, but out of 124 students at Casa, you're roughly going to represent 70 families coming in and out of your community, not just from Shorewood, but from potentially further, Whitefish Bay, you know, Fox Point. Chelsea, who's in the corner here, add an extra 2 hours onto her day every day because we couldn't hit the location down the street from us. She had to drive 12 miles in the wrong direction during rush hour twice a day. But that's the dedication because this program is so unique and what it gives to your children in this community. We're from a very walkable community like this, like Shorewood is. Parents pushing strollers. Most of the people enrolled come from the neighborhoods. The surrounding neighborhoods surround, they completely embrace what Casa de Corazon is. And because of that, they're walking, they're biking their kids to school. You know, it's, every business that I talk to is excited about potential foot traffic that this will bring 5 days a week. And I'm excited for you guys and for my family to bring that to this community. I can speak at length to this. I know it's getting late and this has been a long meeting, but I'm open to any and all questions. I realize parking will be a concern. I took photos of the parking lots at the areas where our school is currently, and it has significantly less slots and more traffic, and it works flawlessly. I mean, at one location, there's only 3 parking spots, but it's in the middle of